Akbar created the post Amin, AMIN, but it exercised the same power as Devani Suba. So in 1634, Shah Jahan abolished the post because it was the same. It was the duplicacy of Devani Suba. In the 31st years of Akbar's reign, Akbar increased the Khalisa land, and in the time of Jahangir reign, the number of Mansabdar increased. He increased their salaries, increased Jagir, so there was quite strains on Mughal economy. Shah Jahan certainly follows Akbar's policy, so he increased the Khalisa land and it reached up to 1/5 of the Jama of Mughal empire. In the first 20th years of Aurangzeb, I mean the first phase of Aurangzeb reign, he actually increased the number of Khalisa land. But in the later year, the later years, the Jagirs the Jagirs were increased, and Anantram Mukhlish, he stated that it is difficult to get a Jagir. If one can get it, it is almost impossible to take possession of it. So Aurangzeb had to increase the number of Mansab because he recruited Decani and Maratha military man or Mansabs. After Aurangzeb's death, Bahadur Shah allowed anybody, almost anybody in his court. He gave anybody he gave Jagir as in lieu of their salary. He gave anybody Mansab. So there were no Jagirs. So there was fierce competition in the Mughal court. Satish Chandra wrote an excellent book on that particular matter, and the book was Partisan Politics in Mughal Court, 1777 to 1740. And in this book, he stated that the competition was not based on religion. It was based on the personal loyalty. So, the Secretary of State, Inayatullah, he tried to solve the problem, but he failed. Quite obvious. Farrukh Shir, the incompetent emperor, in his reign, his court order was merely a paper. Nobody heard him, and his diwan Ratan Chand gave ijara to Hindu merchants and Kashmiris. Why Kashmiri? It is not clear. And the mutsaddis of the court. Mutsaddi means the clerk of the court. They maneuvered to get mansabs and ijaras to Jagirs, and Nizamul Mulk was become a wazir in 1721. He cancelled the ijaras and increased Khalisa land, but failed. As usual, there were Sadat Ali Khan of Awadh, Murshid Quli Khan of Bengal. We all know that. They were semi-autonomous. So this was beginning of an end. And Jagirdar were mostly kings by themselves. So what was the reason of declining the Jagirdari system? In ancient historians, if we talking about ancient historians, they were not, they were least bothered about Jagirdari system, Jagirdari crisis.